Good afternoon. I want to welcome each of you to the State of the City luncheon. Thank you to the Thousand Oaks Westlake Village Chamber of Commerce for hosting this event. I want to extend a special thanks to Amgen for their sponsorship of this luncheon. On a personal basis, I am very appreciative of Amgen. I am a kidney dialysis patient and benefit from their drug Epogen. This medication enables me to lead a full life, including service as your mayor on the City Council. Thank you, Amgen. I'm very proud to have my wonderful family here. They have always supported me in all of my endeavors and challenges. I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge my beautiful wife, Joey, who was the person responsible for our family moving back to the beautiful city of Thousand Oaks. My daughters, Nicole and Luann, my son, Louis, my stepsons, Chris and Tim, my sons-in-law, David and Mark, and my daughters-in-law, Lisa, Jane, and Diane, plus our 10 grandchildren. I would also like to acknowledge all of my colleagues on the City Council. Mayor Pro Tem Andy Fox, who has been such a great help to me this year for filling in when I was not physically able to do so. Council members Dennis Gillette and Dan Del Campo. I also want to recognize former council member Linda Parks, now supervisor-elect. I also want to welcome incoming council members Claudia Bill de la Pena and Bob Wilson. It has been my pleasure to serve as Thousand Oaks mayor this past year. When I became mayor, I proclaimed this to be the year of the truth. On the night I became mayor, I quoted President Harry Truman, who once said, "I never did give anybody hell. I just told the truth and they thought it was hell." Well, it has been an interesting year and many things have been accomplished. I've made every effort to keep the community informed through opinion pieces in the local papers, through candid discussion of council meetings, and in informal talks at various events throughout the year. For example, it is true, Thousand Oaks is ranked as one of the most business-friendly cities in the nation. While other cities in California were losing jobs, Thousand Oaks gained jobs during the year, and the unemployment rate in Thousand Oaks remained the lowest in Ventura County. 4 companies, including Baxter Bioscience, moved their headquarters to Thousand Oaks this year, generating hundreds of jobs. Amgen has continued to expand its Newbury Park campus, and Los Robles Regional Medical Center is moving forward on its vitally needed hospital expansion. 4 neighborhood shopping centers made substantial upgrades to their properties, reflecting the owner's confidence in the continued strength of the economy and our community. Not only have we been successful in recruiting large corporations and national chains investing in our city, we have also assisted small businesses. It is important to have a healthy balance between large and small businesses. The city collected a record $24 million in sales tax revenues on over $1 billion in retail sales. That reflects the strength of our retail community. We must remember that both large and small businesses contributed to these revenues. It is very important for Thousand Oaks to support all existing businesses in the community. That is why I would like to see small businesses represented on the Business Roundtable and more care taken to see that our locally owned small businesses thrive. In addition to existing businesses, the general plan of Thousand Oaks currently allocates another 7 million square feet of commercial space for more retail stores and offices, and millions more for industrial development. We're not acknowledging the 800-pound gorilla in the Conejo Valley. The truth is, we have a jobs housing imbalance in Thousand Oaks. Once a bedroom community and suburb of Los Angeles, Thousand Oaks has grown into a regional center for high-tech and biomed employment. We are attracting more people to Thousand Oaks, and this trend will only intensify. Now, some people think the way to correct this imbalance is to develop more housing. But the truth is, the market for housing, affordable and unaffordable, is demand-driven, not supply-driven. With millions of people projected to be moving into Southern California over the next decade, you're never going to build enough houses to shelter all the people who want to live here. That is a fact. You can pave over all the open spaces and ridgelines, and you'd still not have enough. Too much development with its associated urban problems, such as traffic congestion and overcrowding, lessen our quality of life. The key is to preserve the qualities of Thousand Oaks that made us all want to come here to begin with. Thousand Oaks is an extraordinarily desirable location for businesses and for residents, and we must take care to balance the need of the business community and the needs of the residents of our city. Working in tandem with the business community are our wonderful residents who shop and work in Thousand Oaks and the government and nonprofit agencies that support them. Thousand Oaks is very fortunate to have so many dedicated residents who are involved in our city. I appreciate the many volunteers who contribute countless hours on various committees and provide a vast array of services to our community. From volunteers in policing, Friends of the Library, theater ushers, disaster area response team, hospice of the Conejo, wellness community, many mansions, Interface, MENA, Senior Concerns, Kiwanis, Masons, Rotary, Elks, Seroptimus, Zonta, the Assistance League, environmental groups, YMCA, Caustic, Boys and Girl Scouts, Boys and Girls Clubs, Alliance for the Arts, Conejo players, hospital volunteers, PTA parents, sports organizations, and religious institutions, neighborhood watch councils, volunteers on our city's committees, commissions, and boards, such as our Youth Commission, Council on Aging, Residents Roundtable, Arts Commission, Traffic and Transportation Commission, and Disabled Access Commission. And this is a partial list. We are extraordinarily blessed by their service. We are working to meet the many challenges ahead. Our city has assisted in providing housing and improving neighborhoods. January 2002 saw the grand opening of Essex Village, a redevelopment project that now provides an affordable, attractive place to live for lower-income residents. The city has also assisted in providing parking and storage options for recreational vehicles, so owners don't have to store them at their residence, or more to the point, next door to their neighbors' residences. Beautifying neighborhoods has been one of my goals, and the Residents Roundtable will be providing awards for beautification and hopefully, in the near future, grant monies for neighborhood improvements. They're also working on establishing clear guidelines on public nuisance, landscaping, and home occupancy ordinances. Our city also participated in opening new community facilities this past year. Gardens of the World, dedicated by the Hogan family. the Los Robles Banquet and Community Center, the Police Resource Center, the Hillcrest Center, where the Park District, Arts Council, and National Park Service are located. And plans are now underway for a police resource center in Newbury Park near the library. Keeping public safety at the forefront of our priorities is a key to our quality of life. In these uncertain times, our city has continued to increase funds for public safety, making Thousand Oaks one of the safest cities in the nation for its size. It isn't just the money allocated to public safety, however, that has accomplished this. Rather, it is having the highest quality sheriff's department and an involved and caring citizenry. I would like to commend both Sheriff Bob Brooks, our local police chief, Keith Parks, and our fire chief, Bob Roper, for providing our city with exemplary service. We have a beautiful city with over 14,000 acres of open space and a climate that is the envy of the world. But do you know the #1 reason people cite for moving to the Conejo Valley? It is the fine school system that boasts award-winning schools. I want to thank the school district for their contribution to making Thousand Oaks one of the nicest places to live. And I also want to thank the Park District that has provided exceptional services and facilities to our youth, seniors, and families. Working in concert with citizens, businesses, nonprofits, and government agencies, our city has succeeded in creating a desirable place to live. It is our challenge to keep it desirable and thriving while facing development pressures and economic realities. We are entering into a new era in Thousand Oaks. We have a city council that is going to place the environment, neighborhoods, and existing businesses first. Recent elections have shown that all of Ventura County is moving towards slow growth. Our new Slow Growth Council will fight the development of Amundsen Ranch by joining in the efforts of the cities of Los Angeles, Calabasas, and others to keep Washington Mutual from destroying thousands of acres of oak-studded rolling hills to build another city in Ventura County. The truth is, Thousand Oaks will be directly affected by the estimated 45,000 car trips a day that Amundsen City will add to the already overcrowded Ventura Freeway and connector roads. And the health of our Thousand Oaks citizens will be impacted by the 840 tons of new air pollution each year that the Amundsen development will create. It is not responsible development. Our new council is not only a slow growth council, it is also a council that has council members who understand on a first-hand basis what it means to meet a regular payroll. The coming year will be hard on local governments as the state grapples with a projected $21 billion deficit. It will be a time for our city to rein in spending. It will be a time to end tax subsidies to developers, reduce government waste, and eliminate inefficiency. We need to be more careful in the way that we spend our money. Our new city council must work diligently to meet these fiscal challenges, and I know they are up to the task. Thousand Oaks is an exceptional place to live and to work, and I believe we are all very fortunate to be here today. As I end my year as mayor, I encourage everyone to continue to work together to further enhance our wonderful city, a city that has grown with the professional guidance of our competent city staff, and I would be remiss not to personally thank city staff for their assistance. Finally, and most importantly, I want to thank our citizens who have taken an active role in helping to make our city what it is today. Thank you all for your support. We do have more time, and I'm open to any questions, any and all. Anybody have any questions or comments? I knew Debbie Gregory would have a question. Debbie?
I want to know what you think about what's going on with Amundsen right now.
Well, I'm very concerned about Amundsen from two standpoints. One, being a toxic litigator and frankly being known as an expert in the field, I'm very, very concerned about the findings of perchlorate in the water. Erin Brockovich, well, she's left now, but she and I, approximately 5 years ago, went all over the Rocketdyne properties and on adjoining properties testing for the water. We couldn't dig wells, but it was obvious that the streams and the dirt were contaminated in that area. And we couldn't imagine that if the Rocketdyne facility was so heavily contaminated that the adjoining properties wouldn't be, and Amundsen, of course, adjoins. What I'm particularly disturbed about is we have tried cases where there's been perchlorate in the water, and the MCL, the maximum safety limit, we'll call it, is 4 parts per billion. They have found water in the Amundsen Ranch at 24 parts per billion. And I have a hunch as you dig more wells, you're going to find that that level is going to be closer to 50 and 100 parts per billion. I don't know how many of you have visited people who have thyroid cancer, but perchlorate is, without question, there's no argument about this in the scientific community, ammonium perchlorate causes thyroid cancer. And if you've seen little kids and older who seem to be the most affected by that, with this very, very vicious disease, it's not a pleasant sight. And I'm concerned that the plan in Amundsen, as I understand it, is they're going to pump up the water from underground because we don't have enough. And they're going to recirculate that on the golf courses and all irrigation up there. That's a very, very dangerous thing to do. And I was incredibly disappointed that the Ventura County staff totally ignored, at least in my opinion, the effects of this perchlorate in the water. I think we have to go back to the drawing board. We have to analyze what's going on with that water up there because it's a very dangerous situation. I frankly do not want my children playing in grass that's been sprinkled with perchlorate. It's a very, very dangerous situation. The other aspect of it, of course, is the Amundsen Ranch is going to generate a lot of car trips. It's going to generate a lot of smog. If we look hard enough, we can probably find funding to buy at least a portion of that property. Let Washington Mutual make money on the deal. I'm definitely in favor of people making money. I'm not one of these persons who think, well, let's not let them make the money. I hope they make all the money they can. But I think at the same time, we have to be responsible. And that is not the place to put those houses. I think we can do a better job. So if that answers your question, I think I've pretty well made it clear how I stand on Amundsen. Any other questions? Anybody have any questions? Well, with that, thank you very much, Mr. Lemo. And thank you all.
Thank you, Mayor.